We got a little, just a little clip, you know, just a little something.
My
Like
gosh, you
like
have to,
like
right,
I work out, sleep,
and get
repeat the same
and do the
process
same
again,
thing again, right?
and it's and
And I feel like that's why no one meets each other here,
mm,
right? I would say
All right, cool. So, our gracious queen, Shanice, and obviously our gracious king, Cisco. You know, they had a really good conversation. We know that Shanice is a very business oriented person. Cisco, he's also, I don't even know what he's involved in. What was he? I don't know what he was on in his thing, but obviously working out is a major thing for him as well. So, but unfortunately, you know, like she said, she can't meet people because of her business and her work. He too told us a little bit about his relationships in the past, and that was with Tay more, but rather than her. But he's open and ready to date. But it didn't look like there was much chemistry between the two of them that much. I think she liked him more than he liked her. But I want to get your thought perspective. I don't even remember that scene there at Seaway. How you felt about Shanice and Cisco?
I thought it was an interesting scene. I think she kind of understood what she was saying when she was saying that like everybody is so into their routine and their business and their day to day that they're not going outside of their routine to talk to anybody. Like I did understand that, and I think a lot of adults can kind of, I don't know, relate to that. You know, just being in your flow, but it just didn't, there was no chemistry there. It seemed like they were just having more of those, like, you know, the conversations you have at networking events. It gave networking event. It gave networking event. Also, and I know everyone's talking about her outfit. I understand what she was trying to do with the outfit. I think though it just didn't land. I'm still on the team where I understood the concepts of the outfit, okay? I understood the concepts. It just in real life it just didn't land. And about, I know we're going to talk about Mr. Cisco later, probably at his interaction with the girl with the flower dress. But Mr. Cisco is the exact reason why girls say they want dudes that be in the gym, but like you just don't want dudes that be in the gym. He seems like he also lacks substance, in my opinion.
I understand that. That's fair. I can
He
understand that.
doesn't seem like he has a lot of substance, but that's just me.
No, that's fair. El Cid,
He works at the
Housing
Philadelphia
Association.
Housing Authority.
You just said that, yeah.
Um, yeah, he lacks substance. I think he leads with his muscles. You know how people would talk about a young lady wearing certain revealing clothing? Well, I think he just likes to undress to gain attention. Yes, he's working on his body, but he also has to be mindful if he has a partner, how they would feel about him, being admired by other women. So this ain't the way you this is not the way you attract the long-term love. I'm sorry.
I would have thought that he was leading with his body until I saw that sweat dripping down his forehead. And I know, Kojo, you talk about people should let you sweat on them. I respectfully disagree. Respectfully. When I saw that sweat dripping down the side of his forehead, I already knew that he was about to do something to cool off because he literally was there and then just sweat was oozing off of his head. And so I think he literally took his shirt off because he was trying not to have a heat stroke. I do want to say, at his age, to have that type of body composition, a lot of them be on steroids and doing a whole bunch of other body, building stuff, and that makes you sweat because nobody else was sweating like that. I'm sure it was hot. I'm sure it was hot, but nobody else was sweating like that. I'm like, what are you taking in that gym? What are you taking? Because that was kind of weird. I don't think, I'm sure he liked to show off his muscles as well, but he literally looked like he was about to pass out, which is even more concerning.
Will was sweating so much. Will brought his own towel, but Cisco took his shirt off indoors with tape, and that's where I kind of side eye him. You were indoors with the young lady, okay?
Definitely hear you. What was your thoughts, obviously, in regards to Shanice? Because they said that she's very professional, like talks about her business a lot. what's your perspective on that? Like in terms of, it's the first day. People, first day it's not networking, but it might have felt like networking a little bit, And she consistently is talking about her businesses and stuff like that. There was a clip with her and Khalil, and she was doing that. What's your thoughts to that perspective, and why is it that some women might end up in that space where they keep on talking about their business?
Oh, so do you want to go first? You want me to go?
I think
I don't
you said
mind
it.
going. Yeah, they don't have. Some people don't have Riz. They don't have Riz, and they don't have outside substance. And I noticed, and this is with men and women, a lot of times people who have put a lot of effort and time into their profession, they make it their personality trait. And so for me personally, I experience a lot of that with both men and women, like especially in my profession. I feel like I'm one of the few lawyers that doesn't talk about me being a lawyer every day. There's so many of my peers that being an attorney is their personality trait. I go out of my way not to make me be an attorney being my personality trait, me being married being my personality trait. Why? Because there's more to me as a person. I think a lot of times people get so wrapped up in what their job title is that they forget that they are a person that has other hobbies, that has other things, I guess. And I think she's doing that. And I think a lot of women don't also understand that as a woman, that's very unattractive to a lot of men who aren't basement dwellers. Men who do not want your money, men who are not trying to count your pockets, they don't want to hear about you and your corporate structure. And I think a lot of business women don't get that. Men who don't want your money do not want to hear about you and your corporations and your businesses all day. Your titles, your JDs, your MBAs, your master's degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them if you got them. They don't care. Please come with something else. And I think educated women sometimes slip into that. You got to have more to you than that. And this is coming from an educated person. I don't lead with, hi, my name is Seaway. I'm an attorney. I work for X, Y, and Z. I don't lead with that. A lot of women do. And then they'd be like, oh my God, the guy doesn't care. He doesn't. He doesn't.
I agree with you. I don't lead. I don't ever tell my degrees. I don't ever, upon meeting someone. And, Mr. El Cid didn't graduate college. Does that define him as a person? Because I have a degree, it doesn't define me as a person. And Seaway said it best early. They treated it like a networking event. And I think that's where her head was. Like, these are people, they could be potential clients. This is a business event. Who are you in a relationship? And also, she kept on talking. Did she want to learn anything about these men? She left no space for the men to share about themselves. So again, she likes to also hear herself speak. She's trying to sell her businesses. And at some point, I'll be like, lady, aren't you tired? That is a lot of businesses to be running for you to get them to a level of success. She looks beautiful and everything. She's very soft spoken, but what she had to say, the men did not want to hear.
Also seems like you don't have time for them. A lot of men, they're trying to figure out how you can fit into their life. And vice versa, right? And I think when you spend all your time talking about your 5011 businesses and the things that you're doing, if I'm a man, I'm trying to figure out, like, how does this help me? How do we fit into each other's lives? Because it just seems like you're working all day. If you're telling me that you don't even have the time to go out there and date because you're too busy and now you found yourself here, I'm just going to assume that you don't have time to fit yourself into my life. Personally. So I think that's kind of where she fell short, to be honest.
No, yes, I think also as well it shows maybe there's a lack of anything outside of your work as well that you're maybe passionate about or you're doing or as a hobby or that you're enjoying. It's actually a signal for her to do a bit more outside of work, to spend a bit more time. You know what I mean? that she can do more, you know, because she's a very beautiful woman, you know what I mean? And so, you know, people want to match that intelligence with the beauty, but they also want to match it with your hobbies and your interests and your activities that you're also involved with, you know, or your book reader, you know, are you some, and don't tell us you read self-development books, so just go and tear everybody else up, but, you know, are you a book reader? Are you somebody that loves, you know, going to the gym? You like going to theatre? Do you love, you know, musicals? You love watching sports? Like something that will grapple someone else in apart from work, because we're all trying to run away from work, in most of us, right? Most of us don't, most of us, our job is our career, but it's not necessarily our passion of love, you know what I mean? So when you now talk about your job, your business, most people are not going to interact with you on that level in terms of like, oh my god, yes, finally somebody who just loves their job. Like it's not the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So I think if she can just open herself up a little bit to have further conversations around things that actually genuinely interest her, and if she hasn't got it, and I know this because this happened to me for a long while. If it wasn't about relationships, I ain't gonna know what to talk about. But I had to realize there's more. There has to be more to you, and that means you have to experience more, which means you have to put yourself out more, go out more, do 7 different things, find what your interests are, so that you can actually begin to expand your range of conversations. It can be very difficult. I can understand that because she's about her business, you know, and I respect that, and I think we always appreciate anybody, you know, man or woman, who's about their business. So we appreciate that. Just wanted to expand herself a bit more. This could be a really great time to really explore what are her likes and dislikes, and maybe that could be a really great way for her to kind of you know, actually also engage the men a bit more now, saying, look, I'm really just in my journey of just really exploring me and exploring more about things I like. That can intrigue somebody, you know what I'm saying to you? Someone said the gloves are off. Little black book, you know what time it is.